Ariana here, the Essential Intuitive, back with day 12, February 12th of 14 days of 222 love energies or 222 energies love readings. And today is about parental love. This is sort of a deep topic in a way. Um, I'm not gonna use the word procrastinated, but in a way, I have been intentionally very strategic about when I chose to deliver this message to you all so that I could make sure that I have the capacity and I could deliver it with a certain integrity and a certain thoughtfulness and consideration because this could be a very, very deep message, but I'm gonna do my best to be very concise. Um, and effective in how I deliver, how this is attached to um intuitive um message, or I'm hearing intuitive growth. So I am making some quesadillas from some chili I made yesterday. So I'm gonna be cooking while I deliver this message to you guys because you know what I'm saying. Sometimes your local intuitive, you know what I'm saying. I'm hearing international, baby. I guess maybe that's in the chords for me. Gotta multitask. You know what I'm saying. I'm also having a human experience with you, so sometimes I gotta do a couple things at one time. But baby, I'm equipped and I'm ready and I'm able. Okay, so I want to approach the topic of parental love from the place, as the title reads, um, from the place of an now adult child, an adult that was the child in the situation where they didn't receive the parental love that they deserved or desired, and now they're the adult. And what I'm hearing Spirit say for this message is you're operating from a place of fear. You and Spirit wants you to know that it's okay to love and be loved now. Like you no longer have to be in fear that if you show up as your most authentic self, that will be, I hear, demonized, and that will be weaponized. Like you can, I want to say settle in, but it's very much not giving the energy of settling. It's very much giving the energy of elevation. You can, I'm hearing, become accustomed to loving from the most authentic place in your heart, from a free flowing place, not having to cower down or shrink your love because you think that you're giving it out to spaces that are not safe. You can now, you are now, what I'm hearing is you are now free to love freely. That is exactly what I'm hearing. You are now free to love freely. You no longer have to hide your love, and you no longer have to hide from love. You're no longer in the situation where you try to give love freely, and what I'm hearing is it was thrown back into your face. You're not in that position anymore, love. And I'm envisioning right now there's a child in a corner, like hiding, kind of like sitting up back in the corner, back against the wall, sitting down in the corner with their hands wrapped around their knees, kind of, it would be upright fetal position. And on the outside you're operating as an adult, and on the out, I hear, and on the outside you telling people, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Specifically towards a parent that has like hurt you. And I want to take a time to, for right now, and say, I'm hearing Spirit say that parent was hurt too, and in no way does that justify or strip you of the truth that you were the victim. But, and I heard this earlier while I was getting downloads for this message. 444 important on the time, significant on the time. I heard this while I was getting downloads for this message. Spirit said empathy for your parent or parents breeds empathy for yourself. Okay? Empathy for your parents breeds empathy for yourself. And the reason how come that is true is because you're still connected by umbilical cord. You're still connected by DNA. You're still connected by heartstrings. So it doesn't matter how far away you go from a person, even if it's totally and completely necessary for your safety, mind, body, soul, and spirit. There's no judgment here with that. If you have to set those rules and boundaries to protect yourself, absolutely do that. But being able to navigate, I'm hearing with the, it's like a scope. It's like sometimes snipers wear them, or you see people like navigating their way through swamp water or very dark terrain, and they have these scope, these lasers on their head. When you're able to view a person's journey who has harmed you. In this case, we're talking about parents, guardians. Everybody wasn't raised by their biological parents, but guardians, someone that was supposed to be responsible for leading and caring for you and loving you. When you're able to view things through their scope and their experience, you're able to build empathy for it. And then what you're able to do there then is forgive yourself for feeling like it was your fault that they mistreated you. Does that make sense? Because we oftentimes don't realize how much we internalize the actions of others, the words of others. You see what I'm trying to say? So that empathy that you have for whoever dropped the ball on loving you properly, when you're able to say, you know what, your story and what you experience, I'm hearing, matters to me too, even while I'm holding these boundaries and holding you accountable for your actions, whether it be in person, up close, or from afar. I'm holding you accountable for that. I no longer will allow myself to be harmed, but essentially, I understand. I understand, and understanding you allows me to understand what my experience was so that I can forgive the parts of that experience that felt so undeserving to me, and I can move the fuck on. Because that child that I envision in my head that's cowering in the corner is so many of us that are operating in adult bodies, but very, very much are operating from a place of a child when it comes to moving through the world, essentially just feeling let down because we didn't have what we needed. So I'm hearing you deserve better. Give me a second, my microwave is on. You deserve better than the. Ooh, I'm gonna tell you what I'm hearing. You deserve better than to keep holding this shit over your own head. You thinking that this experience has you bound, and the truth is, your inability to release the part of the experience that you feel harmed you is what has you bound. And I always, okay, I've said this for years. To a child or a person that's operating from a childlike place emotionally, taking accountability and responsibility for your own journey feels like blame. But when you become emotionally mature enough to realize that taking responsibility is actually power, not only do you search for opportunities to step into that power, you become appreciative that you are no longer the victim, or you're no longer in the victim mindset of blaming someone else or blaming yourself, even though it was their fault. Like I said, we not taking, ain't no take backsies. What happened, happened, okay? You know? Feelings was hurt. Trauma was had. But I don't have to stay there. I'm hearing a song right now. I'm trying to. It's like I don't want to stay here. It's unfaithful by Rihanna. I don't want to do this anymore. Like that's what I'm hearing. Like I don't want to do this shit no more. And even your inner child that I'm envisioning over in the corner, the reason they're curdled up like that in that corner is because they don't want to do it anymore. But what I'm hearing is they don't know how not to do it. And it's your job as the adult in the situation to take the hand of that victim, that child, and be like, babe, the grown version of me got you. It'll never happen again. But not working from a place of fear. Like I'm dealing with people from a place of you ain't gonna hurt me, you ain't gonna hurt me, you'll never happen again. It's just like because it's my decision to use my discernment to decide who I let into my space. So the reason I can tell you it's never gonna happen again is because I've learned to trust my discernment, and I've also learned that I have the freedom to exercise my discernment. I am no longer a victim of somebody else making those choices for me poorly. Because a parent is supposed to help guide you. It's supposed to help you, teach you to tap into your intuition in the proper way. But when it's stifled and your voice is stifled and that is not done correctly, that's when that goes wrong. When you've been misguided in how to exercise your discernment, or even if you were ever allowed to do so. So yeah, it's your time, babes. It's your time. I'm hearing spirit say, it's your time to grow up. It's okay. It's okay to grow up. I know you're scared because you think being a grown up means that you have to mirror the pain that you experience not only to yourself but to others. But you get to make your own decisions. You get to make your own decisions. And that's the beauty. And I also want to highlight this part because it's very important as well. For the people who have to, give me one second. For the people who didn't experience parental love in a healthy way, and you have to parent yourself, that can cause a certain level of rage and resentment because you like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to figure this out? And also, I would just love the support of the people that was supposed to be there for me, being there for me. And oftentimes, when you continue those relationships into adulthood and you have the privilege of still having your parent into adulthood, it doesn't always feel like a privilege when your parent is a unwilling to heal person. I want to be very specific about that wording because people are oftentimes healing throughout a lifetime, but an unwilling to heal person is a motherfucker. So for the specific people, there was an energy that, like, when I was getting downloads about doing this message, Spirit was very specific about me including people who feel like they have to parent themselves and the resentment that comes with that. And just reassure y'all that you don't have to be afraid to grow up to be your parent. You get to make your own decision about who you are. So you don't have to fight air. Um, you don't have to fight air like Ricky did in, was it Ministers? No, in Boys in the Hood. You ain't got to fight air because you know that internal battle of being so afraid to be something that you don't want to be. You just simply decide not to be what you don't want to be. So that's specific for a few people. And I'm hearing, okay, what I'm just hearing is it's not a few people, it's a lot of people, but it's specific to some people, okay? Like, don't operate out of fear trying not to be what you don't want to be or what you're afraid to be, because then you show up like that because that's where all of your focus is. Focus on who you are, I hear, and who you desire to be and to continue to be. Y'all, this quesadilla is coming out looking fire. I'm gonna show y'all. Coming out looking fire, 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 fire. Ain't that what they said? Fire, 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 fire. Oh my god, I'm still hearing Unfaithful by Rihanna. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm hearing a spirit say you've been unfaithful to yourself in this journey of healing from parental trauma. That relationship with that guardian, with that parent, with that leader in your life, because for some people this is not about parents or guardians growing up. It could be growing up still. You could, I'm seeing very specifically there's a group of people like you were already grown, but you look to somebody for leadership and they misled you like a motherfucker and on purpose, and you're resentful about that. But with me hearing this, the lyrics to like Unfaithful, what I'm hearing is like you were unfaithful and untrue to yourself because that was what was demonstrated to you. They were also unfaithful and untrue to themselves, and that's how they operated in life, and that's probably honestly why they treated you so poorly. But you don't have to continue to be that way. Like, you learned it, but you don't have to continue to be that way. You can become faithful to yourself. You can become obedient to your intuition and your knowing at any moment, and you have so many opportunities to do that in a day. If you're blessed to have that connection, which I think most of us are, like, everybody ain't human, everybody ain't a kind soul, so some people ain't got a soul now, ever, or anymore, so they're not connected. Before the people that are connected, it's a gift to continue to be connected. So every opportunity that you get to listen to your inner knowing and show up as your most authentic self, yeah, we wanna do that expeditiously. Why would we do anything different? I'm hearing, why would we lead ourselves astray? That's wild motherfucking work. That's wild motherfucking work. But I understood it. I understand. I say understood. And I guess that's the word that came out because this is a very personal to my heart experience. I understand why you have continued to betray yourself in your life, because you were taught that as a pattern. But baby, it's time to I'm hearing and seeing it's time to quit. Stop double dutching. Like, some of us we keep double dutching. We keep double dutching back in, and it's like, oh, I'm so tired. It's like, quit motherfucking jumping in. Get out the game. quit double dutching in that motherfucker. Like, is you cool? Are you okay? Are you defining insanity with doing the same thing and expecting different results? And that was happening, my God, my girl, my God, my goddess. What are you doing, baby? All right, I'm gonna show y'all this little case on here. Okay, first of all, it's not little by any stretch of the imagination. Some of the frijoles came out. Look at that. Look at that thing. The light is kind of not letting you see how delectable look. There we go. We can see a little seasoning and things. Yeah. This is for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So she asked me to put a few green onions in hers, and I think I'm gonna copy her a little bit. I think I'm gonna do a little copycat tonight. Okay. All right. So let me get some of this cheese and oil out the pan, and then I'm gonna make mine. But yeah, I want to say this, and thank you, Spirit, for the words, because I started getting this yesterday, and I couldn't quite put all the words together. It was good. But let me tell you a very important and pivotal part of this message. Parental love is self-love. Whatever you learn is how you learn. Oh, hold on. It's a bar. Parental love is self-love. Whatever you learn from your parent or guardianship as a child, about how you love yourself. No. Whatever you learned, I got it. Why are my words missing? Oh, hold on. It's like something is wanting to prevent me from being very clear, but Spirit has been giving me this arrangement of words for 2 days, so this shit gonna get said. Let's start over. 2020 significant as well. Parental love is self-love. Okay? Whatever you learn from your parents or guardianship as a child with how you were loved is how you learn to love yourself, and it's how you show up for yourself first, for others and your children. So this time and this energy and this message, the year of the 10, it is detrimental that you redefine parental love and how you parent yourself. I'm hearing this changes to how you choose to parent yourself, how you choose to love yourself, how you choose to interact with others, and how you choose to parent your children. This is the era of redefinition. So I'm hearing, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. But in the background of that, when I'm hearing it translated into is, if you don't like it, then change the shit, which is what that means, correct? Like, if you don't like me, then go find something you like. If you don't like how it feels to continue to parent yourself in the same fashion that your parents parented you, then I need you to go ahead and free yourself. Understand and understand? That is the message. That's the message. That's the message, y'all. Yeah. That's the message. 22 significant. Ariam went in here to sensual intuitive, affirming that this message lands with who it should, exactly how it should, exactly when it should. It's time to reframe parenting, baby. Just as the world is changing with how parents are moving differently to have more healthier relationships with their children in these generations and move farther away from abusive and mindsets that traumatize children, as you need to do for yourself. You so worried about being a wonderful parent and not traumatize your children, but you re-traumatizing yourself by continuing to operate in the mindset that somebody else projected on you, and operating as the being that somebody told you was, instead of the being that you know you are and that you always have known that you are. As one of my exes used to say, unfuck yourself, fix it. And I'm saying that with the utmost love, baby. And that's really your ancestors talking. I'm gonna be for real, for real. That wasn't really coming directly from me. Like it's some very stern love here, but in a healthy way. So yeah, I love you. I have a 222 Energies love reading special posted in flyer form, pinned to the top of my platforms wherever you see this, as well as will attach a link to it so that you can check that out. I love this for you. I actually and genuinely love you, and as you redefine and elevate how you choose to love yourself, please remember to be kind to yourself and to be empathetic to the stories of the people who harmed you, while creating boundaries that allow you to retrain your brain to feel as though you deserve love, and rules for how motherfuckers gonna treat you. So they can go everywhere from sitting down and having a conversation and working some shit out, to therapy, to therapeutic practices, to yoga, to group sessions, to sound therapy, to never talking to a motherfucker again. Baby, do what you gotta do. But it's time that you do it. You deserve it. Ashe and Ashe. Ashe and Ashe. Okay? I love you. Te amo and adios.